Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I would love to discuss summer evening fragrances. And this lineup will include fragrances that are still wearable during the summer heat and humidity, but they still retain this sweet, addictive, irresistible, sultry qualities that you want to have in your usual evening fragrances. And if this is something that you're into, then stay tuned. And let me start with my favorite, and I just want to get it out of the way because this fragrance has been spoken about a lot in the fragrance community, but I really want to mention it because it's just my favorite release of 2025, and it's Fetiche La Rose. And in my eyes, to my nose, this is the most incredible evening rose fragrance. I'm really truly addicted to this fragrance and I want to keep wearing it, but I also don't want to wear it while I'm running errands, doing my everyday kind of activities, because truly it's a special scent for me. But I just don't have that many weekend evening outings to wear to. So I just, I open this fragrance, I smell it and I enjoy it, and I just imagine myself going out. It's truly such an amazing scent. And I know not all people love it, but it's truly one of my favorites. And this fragrance smells like jammy rose, cherry, some ginger and pepper. So there's definitely that spiciness, and also to me there's definitely some woodiness in the background. But overall it just smells very, very good. It smells like the most addictive combination of rose, spiciness, cherry, woodiness, and it smells really good. Just trust me, if you like rose scents, if you like deeper, darker, jammier type of roses, then you will probably love Fetiche La Rose. And the next fragrance is Prodigy by Mind Games. And this is my latest discovery, and I also fell in love with the scent so instantly. To my nose, this fragrance is similar to Empatia by BTK. It's slightly similar to Delina Exclusive and slightly similar to Guidance, but Guidance is very, very far relative. I would say it's 10% similar to Guidance, mostly similar to Empatia and Delina Exclusive. But honestly, I have not seen this comparison being made. And on Fragrantica, people do not compare these fragrances at all, so maybe my nose is broken, but I truly smell some similarities, especially to Empatia. It kind of has the same, opening of rose and bergamot, and it's kind of rosy. Same time there is some citrus, and also it's kind of sour, big from rose and bergamot. So I really, really enjoy the opening, and it does truly, remind me of Delina and Empatia. And as it starts to dry down, you get more vanilla and woods, and it becomes more creamy, more kind of elevated and sophisticated, and the rose becomes more toned down. It's still prominent, but it's not sour anymore. It kind of just smells like jammy rose petals. It's overall a very, very good scent. I feel like it can definitely be worn during the day as well, but in the summer heat it might become too much, it might become too glowing. So that's why this fragrance would be perfect for summer outings, summer evenings, when there is a bit of breeze, a bit of air, and you get that break from heat. That's when you want to wear this fragrance. And if you like rose, and if you of course love Delina, if you like Empatia, then try Prodigy. They have it available on Scentbird, that's where I got it, and it's a pretty affordable way to try it. And the next fragrance is Fleur Du Desert by Louis Vuitton. And if you guys remember my video on Louis Vuitton fragrances, I have mentioned that this fragrance will be beautiful in heat, and I confirm it. I think it opens up really beautifully in heat, but this fragrance is probably the most mature out of all the fragrances I'm going to discuss today. It's definitely not going to be for everybody, and I feel like a lot of people will kind of say that it smells dated, and to an extent it does. It smells more mature than the rest of the scents because it has this combination of very intense honey and then combination of intense florals. There's orange flower and there's jasmine, and this combo kind of takes it into more vintage direction, into a direction of something that you could have smelled in your childhood from other adults, and that's what might make you think it's dated. And sometimes I also get this association in my head. That's why this fragrance is not 100% for me, but I will definitely use my decant fully because, like I've said, it's a very, very beautiful fragrance in the heat. And there you get the honey, you get the florals, you get the woods in the background and the dry down. It's very long lasting, it's very potent, it projects. I have the paper strips set up here for this video, and I can smell this fragrance filling up the room compared to all the rest of the scents. This is definitely the loudest, and so if you want to make a statement and and you don't mind this combination of honey and florals, then definitely give this one a chance. And since we're already speaking about Louis Vuitton fragrances, I want to mention another fragrance from Louis Vuitton, and it's Ombre Nomade. And this fragrance is kind of for the winter, but also it opens up beautifully in heat, and overall this woody, very kind of Middle Eastern fragrances. They do open up in heat. Even though they might seem very intense, they still are very beautiful when you spray conservatively. And so this fragrance is one of the oud fragrances that doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of oud, like I can tolerate it if it's in the background, you know, but if it's like forefront oudy fragrance, it's probably not for me, usually not for me. But this fragrance does have a pretty prominent oud note, but it just doesn't bother me here, you know. It kind of so well blended that it just doesn't make me turned off like I usually am by very, very oudy fragrances. This is the most beautiful combination of rose, saffron, some raspberry, and oud. This is definitely very, very intense. It's loud. It might come off as slightly masculine. It does have this masculine edge about it, but it is unisex for sure. But you know, if you're a fan of very sweet, syrupy scents, it might not be for you. If you're a fan of something more unisex, something more woody and intense, then it might be for you. And overall, I feel like if you're into this rose and oud combos, then you have to give Ombre Nomade a chance at least once in your lifetime, because you know it's considered one of the best rose oud combos. And I confirm, like, I haven't smelled all of the rose and oud combos, but I think it's one of the best that I have smelled to date. Of course, I'm going to discover more scents in the future, and if I find anything better, I will definitely let you know. And ironically, you know, the next scent also has oud, but this one has way, way less oud than Ombre Nomade. And this fragrance is Oud Jaune Intense. I'm like probably completely butchering the name, but it's by Fragrance Du Bois, and this is one of my favorite from their line. It's so kind of tropical, playful, but at the same time it's luscious and very kind of elevated. Like, there are a bunch of tropical notes, fruity notes, but they do not cheapen this fragrance. They do not make it overly juvenile or kind of very simple. They don't, you know, take it into very simplistic, fruity salad type of direction. It doesn't happen here. It stays, you know, kind of elevated and sophisticated summer smell. It really reminds me of being in some kind of resort, you know, and you have been on the beach for a very long day, and you showered, and you put a very nice outfit, and you go into dinner on the beach, and you put this fragrance on. That's the vibe that it gives me. You know, it's fruity, it's tropical, there's tiara flower, there is some fruits, there's pineapple and other florals, and then there's this oud base, you know, woody base that takes it into more kind of unisex direction, maybe a little bit, but of course to my nose it's leaning feminine, but you know, it kind of takes it like a notch to the unisex direction. It definitely is not overly feminine, and if a man wants, they can definitely pull it off. This woody base and oud accord definitely, you know, take this fragrance to the next level. They elevate it, it makes it long lasting, and overall it just adds like an interesting twist to this fragrance, and I really love it and I enjoy it, and I would love to have a full bottle one day. And the next fragrance, honestly, I thought long how I will describe it, because I still have no idea how to describe it for you guys, and this fragrance is Ouverture by Serjoff. It just smells not like the notes. Like, it smells woody to me. It smells slightly oudy, even though there is no oud. It smells fruity. It just, I don't know. There are like no words for me to describe it. Honestly, it's just so well blended that I cannot really dissect it by notes. I truly can't, so I'm not gonna try, you know, and tell you, oh, it smells like this, it smells like this. No, it kind of has this very, very, very smooth combination of woods, fruits, you know, there is a bit of orange that I get. And overall, like, if you like floral, like slightly woody and slightly fruity scents, then you'll probably love it. It's unisex, like truly, truly unisex. And this fragrance is like a definition of summer sexy for me. Like, it's so, so sexy. Definitely for the evening, you know, would probably be too much for the daytime. But if you want, you know, something special for the evening, just trust me and give it a chance, and you can watch other reviewers, you know, who were able to identify the notes and kind of tell you what it smells like. But what I will tell you is that it smells amazing, and you have to try it, you know, if you like those things I have discussed. And last but not least is Material by Amouage. And this is also a very complex and challenging and a scent that's not for everybody. But I feel like for the right person, this scent will be amazing, and you have to try it. You know, I feel like Amouage is overall the house very well worth exploring, because their scents are extremely interesting and extremely unique, and they just smell very well done, very well blended, and complex. Also, they still smell wearable. I mean, you know, not all of their fragrances smell wearable for me, but this one definitely is wearable. And this is for those who love ambery vanillas with lots of balsamic accords and with lots of resinous kind of accords. You know, it's deeply, deeply balsamic and resinous. Like there's elemi, there's frankincense. It's, you know, very resinous. It's just so deep, so kind of mysterious, but also there's vanilla that really kind of smoothes it all out. There's labdanum, there's patchouli. So this scent is definitely kind of complex and kind of challenging, but also, you know, due to that vanilla and amber, it kind of is more wearable than the nose might kind of make it look. You know, the nose really intimidated me, and for the longest time I didn't really want to try the scent because I thought it would not be for me. But you know, especially in heat, I feel like material is one of those fragrances that truly shines in heat. I wore this fragrance in the summer and in the winter to compare, and that was when I lived back in New York, so I definitely got this full experience of summer and winter. And I can definitely say that this fragrance smells better and fuller in the heat. Like it kind of becomes so warm, you know, it's very warm scent by itself, and it just lays beautifully on a very warm and hot skin in the summer. So I think definitely try wearing it in the summer evenings, even if you're a little bit intimidated, you know, just give it a chance and see what you think, and also tell me what you think. And overall, I think this is a very nice and a very good scent for those, you know, who are into those notes, who are into balsamic, vanilla, ambery kind of notes. And that was it. These were my choices for summer evenings. Some of them were easier to wear and some of them were kind of more complex. And please let me know, guys, what you think about my choices. And also, of course, give me your recommendations because I'm always on the lookout for new scents. And I really hope that you liked this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!